Additional information. In this section, you may be asked to define the meaning of each question. If you answer yes to any of the following questions, be ready to explain your answer. If you have any questions, please talk to an immigration attorney. Good advice. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way? I have. I am a U.S. citizen. If you're taking this exam, you're probably not. What does U.S. citizen mean? U.S. citizen is a person who lives in the U.S. and can vote. Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? I have. I am a citizen. We hope you have not. If you have, there could be problems. Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? I have. Again, we hope you have not. Or you are a citizen already and you're practicing to help people. Do you now have, or have you ever had a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? What does hereditary mean? Hereditary is something passed from parents to their children. An order of nobility is like king or queen or duke or duchess. Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution within the last 5 years? What is a mental institution? A mental institution is a hospital for the mentally ill. Do you owe any federal, state, or local taxes that are overdue? To owe means not paid. Taxes are money paid to the government. Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a permanent resident? What does not filed mean? Not filed means did not file taxes. You didn't turn in your paperwork. Now, some jobs or some employers automatically take taxes out and send it to the government. You may still have to file. They want to make sure you're on good terms with the state. It may be other reasons. Did you consider yourself to be a non-U.S. resident? When you file your taxes, you have to be consistent on your paperwork, and it has to be that has to do with how much money you owe, I think. Have you ever been a member of or associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? Most of the people just say no. I would ask a lawyer or something. I have been a part of a Linux users group. That's a computer thing. I've been a part of a horticulture club where we grow plants. I have helped campaign to get somebody elected. I have I've been a part of a competitive shooting league. I don't think any of those are exactly what they're thinking of here. I've been part of the Sudanese Children's Organization of America. We never really did anything, but I was technically a board member for a non-profit. Yeah, those are some things that we do. Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with a communist party? A communist is somebody who follows the beliefs of Karl Marx. Despite people saying that I look like Marcus, no, I'm not a Marxist. Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with any other totalitarian party? What is a totalitarian? A totalitarian is a leader who has total control over the people. Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with a terrorist organization? A terrorist is someone who uses violence to make people afraid. You're going to have to see who the United States considers to be terrorists, because I believe they control that. I believe Al-Qaeda, I believe they call Iran terrorists. So you will probably have to look that up. Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Does advocated mean? What does advocated mean? Advocate means to support. What does overthrow mean? Overthrow means to end the government by force. Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Persecute means is to threaten somebody badly or unfairly. Most of you are probably not even old enough, but between March 23rd, 1933 and May 8th, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with the Nazi government of Germany? A Nazi is someone who follows Germany. Between March 23rd, 1933 and May 8th, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way in any government in any area occupied by, allied with, or established with the help of Nazi government or Germany? This may be more complicated. Because I don't know if Japan counts as being allied with. I don't know if Japan counts as being allied with Germany. And Japan occupied a lot of China. So you need to consider that question. Between March 23rd, 1933, especially if you were born between March 23rd, 1933 and May 8th, 1945. Between March 23rd, 1933 and May 8th, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with any German Nazi or SS military unit, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, citizen unit, police unit, government agency or office, extermination camp, concentration camp, prisoner of war camp, prison labor camp, or transit camp? Were you ever involved in any way with any of the following? Genocide. What is genocide? Genocide is the killing of many people in the same religious or ethnic group. Torture. What is torture? Torture is the forcing pain on someone. Killing or trying to kill someone. Badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose. Forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations. Not letting someone practice his or her religion. Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups? A military unit. A military unit is a group of people. A military unit is a group in the military. A paramilitary unit, a group of people who act like a military group but are not part of the official military. Police unit. Self-defense unit. A self-defense unit is an informal group that defends themselves or others. Vigilante unit, a group of people who act like the police but are not part of the official police. A rebel group. A rebel group is a group that uses violence for political change. Guerrilla group, a group of people who use weapons against of otherwise physically attack the military. That's probably or. A group of people who use weapons against or otherwise physically attack the military, police, government, or other people. Militia, an army of people, not the official military. Insurgent organization, a group that uses weapons and fights against a government. Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following? Prisoner jail, prison camp, A prison camp is a camp for prisoners of war. A detention facility is a place where people are forced to stay. A labor camp is a place where people are forced to work. Any other place where people were forced to stay. Were you ever part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person, or threatened to do so? What does threaten mean? Threaten means saying that you want to hurt someone. If yes, were you part of this group, or when you helped this group, did you ever use a weapon against another person? If yes, were you part of this group, or when you helped this group, did you ever tell another person that you would use a weapon against that person? Did you ever sell? This is question number 18. Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? A weapon is something used to hurt people. If yes, did you know that this person was going to use the weapons against another person? If yes, did you know that this person was going to sell or give the weapons to someone who was going to use them against another person? 19. Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, a group of people who act like the military group but are not part of the official military, or weapons training? Training is learning and practicing. Did you ever recruit? Ask. Enlist? Sign up. Conscript? Require. Or use any person under age 15 to serve in or help an armed force group or group? Recruit means to get people to join a group. Did you ever use any person under age 15 to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Combat means war. Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense in which you were not arrested? What does crime mean? Crime means to do something illegally. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any and all immigration officials of the U.S. Armed Forces, for any reason? Arrested means to be taken away by the police. Detained means to be held by the police. 24. Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Charged means to be accused of a crime by the police. Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Convicted means to be found guilty of a crime by the court. Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitative program? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitative program, e.g., diversion, deferred prosecution, withheld adjudication, deferred adjudication? What is rehabilitative program? Rehabilitative program is when someone is found guilty of a crime but is placed in school. Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or paroled? What is a probation? Probation is when someone is released from jail but watched by the police. What is paroled? Paroled is when someone is released from jail early. If yes, have you completed the probation or parole? Have you ever been in jail or prison? What is a jail or prison? A prison is a place where criminals are locked up. If yes, how long were you in jail or prison? If you answered yes to items number 23 to 28, complete the following table. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? A habitual drunkard is someone who always drinks too much alcohol. Been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution. A prostitute is someone who has sex for money. Sold or smuggled controlled illegal drugs or narcotics. Illegal drugs are drugs that are against the law to have or use. Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever been married in order to obtain an immigration benefit? An immigration benefit is like a passport? Have you helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Illegal gambling is to play games for money that the government doesn't allow. Failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony. Alimony means the money paid to an ex-spouse. Made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States. Misrepresentation means you lied about your immigration status. Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Fraudulent means false. And then there's misleading too. Have you ever lied to any U.S. government official to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? 33. Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Removed means USCIS makes you leave the country. What does deported mean? Deported means USCIS makes you go back to your home country. Have you been ordered removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescitation, rescission, that's rescission, or deportation proceedings? Exclusion means USCIS says you cannot enter the U.S. Rescission means the USCIS cancels permission for you to enter the U.S. If removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings, including administratively closed proceedings, that would be R. Are those currently pending against you? Currently means right now. Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Armed Forces is the military. Are you currently a member of the Armed Forces? If you answered yes, are you scheduled to deploy overseas, including to a vessel within the next 3 months? Refer to address change section within the Form N-400 instructions on how to notify USCIS if you learn of your deployment plans after you file your Form N-400. If you answered yes, are you currently stationed overseas? Have you ever been court-martialed, administratively separated, or disciplined, or have you received any other than honorable discharge on the U.S. Armed Forces? Court-martialed is military court. I believe that's convicted in a military court. You may be court. I see it in military TV shows. I think it implies that you lost your case. Have you ever been discharged from training or service in the U.S. Armed Forces because you were an alien? Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces? To avoid being drafted means to do something so you will not be chosen for the Army. Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption from military service in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces? Deserted means to leave the military without permission. Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays? This does not include living in the United States as a lawful non-immigrant. If yes, when did you register for selective service? Provide the information: date registered, selective service number. If yes, but you did not register with the selective service system and you are still under 26 years of age, you must register before you apply for naturalization and complete the selective service information above. Or, now 26 years of age or older, but you did not register for the selective service, you must attach a statement explaining why you did not register and a status information letter from the selective service. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Support means to agree with. Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? you will need to actually read this whole thing. I've got a document for that. I only put it through a machine translation, but you actually need to know the oath of allegiance to be able to say yes to this question. What is an oath? An oath is a promise. Allegiance means loyalty. Oath of allegiance is a promise of loyalty to the United States. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? Bear arms means to carry a gun. Maybe a sword, too. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the armed forces? A non-combatant means someone in the military who does not fight, such as a doctor or nurse. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? Work of importance is civilian work that helps the country. These things are most of the questions cover lots of aspects of the oath of allegiance. I still think you should read it and use a dictionary and try to understand the oath of allegiance. Okay, this is a long video. I hope it's useful.